All right, so today I want to talk to you guys about betta fish. When I was little, I was in a kindergarten class that had a Mickey Mouse fish tank. All they are platies, which are just tiny little fish with Mickey Mouse on their tails. And I begged my mom for a fish tank when I was 6 years old, and she said no. So I ended up getting brine shrimp or sea monkeys, and they eventually died, and I eventually wasn't interested in fish. Then I decided I wanted to have some kind of pet, and I got Zuko. He's a betta fish. I wanted to make his environment more natural, and I feel like that's really important when having a fish. My downfall as a pet owner is I did no research, and I just immediately put him in the tank. So today I want to tell you how to establish a tank, a little bit more about betta fish, and how to acclimate them to their environment and keep up with that environment. So you're going to want a tank that's more than a gallon. You go to a pet store and you see mistreated betta fish all the time. A lot of them are in tiny cups. They're almost always dead, or they just look very sad. And you can buy starter kits that's usually a gallon tank with maybe some food, some water conditioner, and a light. And that's about it. But betta fish need a lot more than that to survive. And I want to talk to you guys about what you do need instead of what you're given in those little packs. So according to betta fish, you need to have a tank with more surface area. With that, I have a 5-gallon tank, but I eventually want to upgrade to a 10-gallon tank that's longer. A longer tank is better than a taller tank. So you're going to want a tank that can comfortably fit your betta fish. You're going to want sometimes a heater. I live in Florida, which is a more tropical climate, so I do not need a heater. I might need one in the winter, but I can monitor that with my thermometer, which is something that's definitely required because they also live in a tropical climate. They live in rice paddies or puddles in Asia. And usually their water is a little bit dirtier, but in captivity, it's a little, you want to keep it filtered. And with that, you do need a filter. Not always. You can get just a betta fish without a filter, but when I started my tank, I had shrimp. And those shrimp need running water to survive, so I ended up getting a filter. Also, this way you can do less tank changes, and it kind of just keeps the water a little bit more clear. With that, you also need a testing kit, which I'll get more into later. And you also are going to need, I suggest real plants over fake plants because that will kickstart the nitrogen cycle. And the nitrogen cycle is the most important thing that you need to know before you get a fish. It consists of 5 steps. You have fish waste and waste from food. That food converts into ammonia. That ammonia then converts into nitrates, and those nitrates convert into nitrites, and then those nitrites are used by plants as fertilizer. So if you have live plants, it'll kickstart that process and also help that process go. When you get your fish, you don't want to immediately put it in the tank because then you will have to worry about your fish surviving through an ammonia spike, and that was my downfall. I put him in the day I got my tank. I did not let it establish. And so he survived. Like I said, they live in puddles in Asia. My shrimp, unfortunately, weren't as lucky. After you get your tank established and you get your nitrogen cycle and everything going, then you can add your fish. It's recommended not to add the fish between 10 and 14 days. Until you get past that time period, I would actually recommend a month just based on further readings. You can check your water to make sure the nitrogen cycle is going smoothly. And so today I want to show you how to do that. I have my little testing kit here. However, the things have to develop for 5 minutes, so I went ahead and did it before my presentation. This is our ammonia sample. It looks a little bit yellow. It comes with a book, and it shows you on the back what color you want it to be in. So this is our ammonia. There's no ammonia in the tank. That's good. That's what we want. This is our nitrate. You also want that to be more on the yellow side. It looks like there's no nitrates in there, which is good. That will also kill the fish, as well as nitrites. It looks like I have a super high concentration of nitrites, so I'm probably going to look into getting water conditioner for my tank because that can also kill them, but that also means that it's probably going through the nitrogen cycle because I've been out of town and I haven't really been tending to my plants. So that plant waste is probably causing that spike in nitrites. I do want to show you what I do immediately, like how to do it. I'm going to test my pH. So to do that, you just move the light Bettas are also light sensitive, so you're going to want to keep your tank in a dark place, not under a window or anything. So you're going to want to take that. It's high range pH. You only need that if you don't get a clear result. There's my pH. No? There's my pH. So you're going to take it and add 3 drops, invert the tube, and then read your reading. And it's that simple. And so like I said, it's important to be able to test the nitrogen cycle and monitor that throughout your whole tank because, again, the plant waste is contributing to my high levels of nitrite. So with that, it looks like it's blue. And that means that there's a really high pH, which is not good either. So I am definitely going to have to get conditioner for my tank. Like I said, I've been out of town and I've been waiting until my presentation to test these things. And they sell water conditioner for everything, for pH, for ammonia levels, nitrates, nitrites. So it's an easy fix. You just have to monitor your tanks. I'm probably going to take my Ludwigia, my plants out. That way I can get new plants once the tank cycles again. And I should be all set. With that, again, betta fish need more care than what we were originally led to believe. They're also carnivores. So what I do is I give Zuko bloodworms, which can be eaten in the wild. They also eat mosquitoes, water skimmers, that kind of thing in the wild. So with that, now you know how to establish and maintain a tank and a little bit more about betta fish.